Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, February 13th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 708 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Like World War I and other epic events, COVID-19 could create the next lost generation. Letter from Africa, how the Nairobi Expressway is changing Kenya's capital. Unethical and unconscionable, should young Americans get COVID-19 vaccine before poorer nations most at risk? Florida is a COVID nightmare, even for vaccinated people. Essentially a death sentence, California's vaccine plan outrages disabled residents. McCarthy snapped at Trump when he refused to help during riot, report says. Who the F do you think you're talking to? Hours after new CDC guidance for schools released, teachers give nod of approval. Louise Linton complains she's been villainized because of association with Trump administration. Lincoln Project co-founder Steve Schmidt steps down amid scandal. Ivanka brought Trump and Pence together for uncomfortable meeting after Capitol riot. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Tessica Brown will chill on Valentine's Day after Gorilla Glue hair saga, TMZ. Cuomo's nursing home death cover-up, one of NY's worst scandals, ex-Gov. George Pataki, Fox News. Urban Meyer's controversial Jaguars hire resigns amid backlash, New York Post. Two top growth stocks with businesses anyone can understand, The Motley Fool. Lincoln Project co-founder Steve Schmidt resigns from board amid group's recent scandals, CBS News. Luka Doncic, Zion Williamson lighted up in Dallas Mavericks' wild win, ESPN. Facebook meets Apple in clash of the tech titans, we need to inflict pain, The Wall Street Journal. Weekend weather expected to be treacherous for much of the U.S., NBC News. House Republican pleads for Pence, Trump aides to speak out on January 6th insurrection, Politico. 4 in Oregon catch COVID-19 after vaccinations, but avoid serious illness, New York Post. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Joy Reid thinks Trump's impeachment defense sounded awfully familiar. Jimmy Fallon reveals why Trump's defense lawyers wrapped up so fast. Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine to be tested on children for first time. Refusing to see Trump's guilt, Missouri newspaper slams GOP sense, Holly, blunt. The weirdest lines from Trump's impeachment defense attorneys. Conservative columnist goes to town on most dangerous threat, Tucker Carlson. Fire destroys large section of Paul Newman's camp for sick children. Capitol rioters were yards from Mike Pence's nuclear football with launch codes. As rioters stormed Capitol, Trump reportedly mocked McCarthy in shouting match call. California puts people with disabilities back on COVID-19 vaccine priority list. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Teen arrested in murder, carjacking cases. Lila's Dinette, a safe haven for the soul. 14-year-old proclaimed hero for saving grandma. Pet organization won't return dog to family. Family dynasty in fire department ending. Judge orders state to hold wolf hunt. Funeral home van with body inside stolen. 80 cops, nearly 90 tow trucks help clear massive, fatal pileup. Police searching for driver who struck teens and fled. Fire teacher accused of indecent liberties, W child. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Brexit nightmares, 53 tons of rotting pork and more. In Georgia, a new district attorney starts circling Trump and his allies. In Sudan border town, desperate Ethiopians find second mother country. A life in opposition, Navalny's path from gadfly to heroic symbol. Silicon Valley's safe space. Biden's pick for Iran envoy resurrects bitter debate over nuclear deal. What to watch for in the impeachment trial on Saturday. Donald Trump's impeachment legacy, violent extremism. Trump sided with the Capitol mob, Herrera Beutler says McCarthy told her. Trump's lawyers deny he incited Capitol mob, saying it's Democrats who spur violence. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Chicago man accused of posing as police officer has done so before, reports. John Cribb, is President's Day next on cancel culture's hit list? Kansas man, brother arrested on multiple federal charges related to Capitol riot. Pete Hegseth reacts after Ilhan Omar named vice chair of House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee. Tips for a perfect Valentine's Day from a relationship expert. Iowa town's mayor, police chief, others linked to embezzlement scheme, report. Biden will try to close Guantanamo after robust review. Disney's Gina Carano firing denounced as Hollywood blacklist against conservatives. Cuomo's nursing home death cover-up one of NY's worst scandals, ex-Gov. George Pataki. Bill Maher grills Steve Schmidt on Lincoln Project's finances, but not Weaver scandal. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, February 13th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Tom Brady is the most popular GOAT in United States. Report, arsenic, lead, toxic metals exist in some baby food including Gerber, Walmart, Beechmit brands. Barred owl gets stuck in fireplace after going down chimney. Third stimulus check, how much could your next relief payment be? Parkland parents launch shame cards and fight for gun reform. Adrian Broner on upcoming fight against Giovanni Santiago, just felt it was my time to return. California senior Aaron Epstein drops $10K on newspaper ad to complain about internet speed. Double masking offers more protection against COVID-19, CDC says. Joseph Chase Oaks of Alabama accused of targeting hundreds of people across the country in cell phone number scam. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Anti-capitalist academics are fueling campaigns to remove statues across Britain. Illegal migrants are getting COVID jabs in plush quarantine hotels at Heathrow. Cookery teacher reveals how to cure out processed sugar. Matt Hancock hopes treatable virus will become a disease we can live with, like we do flu. Zara McDermott says she contemplated suicide aged 14 during revenge porn ordeal. NHS on track to hit 15 million vaccinations tomorrow in a major step forward in battle against COVID. Hopes rise for end of lockdown as COVID hospitalizations fall faster than expected. Ashley Judd is in the intensive care unit at South African hospital after shattering her leg during an excursion. Shirley MacLaine, 86, sips on a martini as she dines al fresco at Christie's Village Cafe in Malibu. How inspiration for TV Bobby was an officer who made no secret of his sexuality. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Europe is using longer, stricter lockdowns to fight coronavirus variants. They show signs of working. My wife and I got COVID-19. Our doctor prescribed a medication used to treat parasites in livestock. Suicide bomber detonates near Somalia's presidential palace. Australian Open goes quiet as lockdown keeps crowds away. Gender identity bill divides Spain's feminists, left-wing. Some Europeans get choosy about which vaccines they want. Live updates. CDC offers new school reopening guidance. Germany to close borders with neighbors. Russia's opposition is regrouping for a spring offensive. Here is why. The pandemic has left a huge cache of dinosaur bones stuck in the Sahara. The zero-sum vaccine game. How a dose in the US takes a dose away from a poorer country. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors. The Guardian. This is the Guardian's US news feed. Coronavirus Live News. Oxford vaccine to be tested on children from 6 years old. WHO cautions against relaxing restrictions. Australian Open 2021 Day 6. Norrie v Nadal. Body through. Live. The people using Instagram to find a life-saving kidney donor. Isabel Allende. Everyone called me crazy for divorcing in my 70s. I've never been scared of being alone. Reprieve for Alabama death row inmate requesting pastor. Trump's California water plan troubled federal biologists. They were sidelined. The decline of Proud Boys. What does the future hold for far-right group? Hopefully it makes history. Fight for $15 closes in on mighty win for U.S. workers. Love Angelina Jolie's movies? Of course not, but they're not what make her the star she is. Hadley Freeman. In Russia, the new evil is rooted in the old evil. Novelist Sergei Lebedev on Putin, poison and state terror. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors. ABC News. Day 4 key takeaways from Trump's second impeachment trial. Airlines push White House to reject testing for U.S. flights. White House suspends aid for threatening reporter. Fox host Stubbs, Bartiromo strike back in voting fraud suit. Chicago teen police impersonator arrested again as adult. Live, ABC News Live. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors. The BBC News. Mario Draghi sworn in as Italy's new prime minister. Impeachment. 3 key arguments by Trump's lawyers. U.S. to allow in thousands of asylum seekers waiting in Mexico. Week in Pictures, February 6 to 12, 2021. NASA's pioneering black women. The savior loan apps that trapped pandemic struck Indians. Pakistan's Ali Sadpra, the climber who never came back from K2. How Mike Pence became a villain in Trump world. The video of a protester's arrest Russian police leaked to scare people. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors. USA Today. Catholic priests accused of sex abuse increasingly use defamation lawsuits to fight allegations. Generation Z workers push for $15 minimum wage as Congress, Biden debate pay for all Americans. Trump defense targets Democrats, January 6 speech. California releases ethnic data on vaccines. CDC releases school reopening roadmap. Latest COVID-19 updates. Capitol officer awarded Congressional Gold Medal. Tensions flared between Trump lawyer, House manager. Today in history for February 13th. AP top stories February 12th p. Larry Wilmore tops a Men docu-series hosted by Will Smith. Trump didn't incite riot, get real, Dem says. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors. The LA Times. After COVID-19 outcry, LA Church postpones conference for 3,500. National Republicans donate $250,000 to Newsom recall effort. Alan Burns, revered writer known for The Mary Tyler Moore Show, dies at 85. Earthquake, 4.0 quake strikes near Ridgecrest, California. David Vasquez, Aztec language teacher who worked to save ancestors' history, dies. California to open COVID-19 vaccine to people with cancer, obesity, other conditions. LA County DA Gaston seeking to hire former Rodney King prosecutor to oversee police misconduct cases. Photos. The Los Angeles Flower Market prepares for Valentine's Day. California's COVID-19 surge is receding, but officials still call for holiday caution. Highly contagious coronavirus strain first reported in the UK surfaces in Riverside County. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, February 13th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Hong Kong, alarm over proposed law that could ban anyone from leaving. On WHO trip, China refused to hand over important data. Coca-Cola Company trials first paper bottle. Walmart selling beef from firmling to Amazon. Deforestation. Myanmar military's next move, arresting protesters, students and kidnapping officials at night after releasing more than 23,000 prisoners. China aims to go as big in bioplastics as it did in solar panels. China moves for more control over Belt and Road in Pakistan. Opposition to Myanmar's new military regime intensified on Saturday as spontaneous neighborhood watch groups mobilized to thwart arrests of anti-coup activists, and the UN demanded the release of ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi. India provides 2,000 tons of rice to Syria as humanitarian aid. Caged in court, Navalny mocks Putin and chases fans. BC identifies new variant of COVID-19, B.1.525, associated with travel to Nigeria. Russian students sue after university expels them for joining protests. Brexit cost will be 4 times greater for UK than EU, Brussels forecasts. Ecocide proposal aiming to make environmental destruction an international crime. The next headlines are from Forbes. Self-driving cars won't go mainstream until we solve this problem. BBF works with supermarkets to sell cakes without 22 tons of plastics. WWE SmackDown results, winners, news and notes on February 12, 2021. CEOs of Robinhood, Citadel and Melvin Capital to testify at GameStop hearing. House Democrat tells Biden to fire Postal Service board as DeJoy readies new changes. Pentagon offers up more troops to distribute COVID vaccines, but hasn't deployed many yet. How to watch or live stream UFC 258, Usman vs. Burns. The transition from fossil fuels to renewables under Biden and Yergin. Business networking via outdoor dining with Tarek Kirshen, CEO of V12 Health. James Harden more than confident the Nets can win the NBA title. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Russian academics decry law change that threatens scientific outreach. Science outreach in my mother tongue. How killer T cells could boost COVID immunity in face of new variants. Spice is nice in many cuisines, but for unexpected reasons. COVID research updates. Vaccines spur antibody surge against a COVID variant. Humans push a hulking fish with a chainsaw nose towards oblivion. Tech firms need black AI scholars and labor rights. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,685,732,016 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Lynn Master, legendary casting director, dies at 93. Willy's Wonderland Review, Nicolas Cage faces off against animatronic kitty monsters in a horror bash that revels in its cageness. Australian Academy announces film and TV nominees for AACTA International Awards. Hollywood is, finally, beginning to rewrite its script on disability inclusion, guest column. Wonder Girl DC series not moving forward at the CW. New movies to watch this week: Barb and Star, Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari and the Mauritanian. Donald Glover, Phoebe Waller-Bridge team up for Mr. and Mrs. Smith series for New Regency, Amazon. E. Sets premiere date for Andy Cohen hosted For Real, the story of reality TV, TV News Roundup. Paranormal Activity getting reboot from Will Eubank, Christopher Landon. Taylor Swift brought back some original love story musicians for the remake, who returned and who didn't. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. 5 takeaways from the Trump impeachment trial as closing arguments begin. To play, or not to play, schools wrestle with CDC's athletics recommendations. Republicans seek clarity on what Trump knew about Pence's safety. Senate unanimously votes to award Officer Eugene Goodman a Congressional Gold Medal. Biden gets 2 vacancies to fill on influential D.C. Circuit Court. Can frozen food spread the coronavirus? Biden administration aims to close Guantanamo Bay prison. Trump lawyer, his call to Georgia officials to find votes was taken out of context. Coronavirus FAQs, if I have no post-vaccine pain, is it working? Plus, go the dilemma. Trump's legal defense team concludes case in fraction of allotted time. The following headlines are from the week. 6 cozy homes for wintertime fun. The best of hibernating with your sweetheart. A climate-friendly 401k option. Trump impeachment lawyer dodges question about whether Trump lost the election. Trump's lawyers claim he never knew Pence was in danger. A Republican senator has said otherwise. Fired Mandalorian star Gina Carano announces movie with Ben Shapiro's The Daily Wire. The Daily Gossip, Justin Timberlake apologizes, Jared Leto insists he never gave Margot Robbie a dead rat, and more. The week's best photojournalism. Ted Cruz has a mullet. Trump's impeachment defense wraps up after less than 3 hours. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The leggy this week, senators poke, prod and punch Paxton. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Do trilobites bite? The following headlines are from the NASA Mars Exploration Program. NASA invites public to share thrill of Mars Perseverance rover landing. InSight is meeting the challenge of winter on dusty Mars. Sensors prepare to collect data as Perseverance enters Mars' atmosphere. The next headlines are from Universe Today. ESO solar orbiter hides behind the sun. The Crab Nebula seen in 3 dimensions. Quantum theory proposes that cause and effect can go in loops. These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, February 13th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. See the young moon on February 12th, 13th and 14th. A record-deadly week for U.S. avalanches in early February. Is the Dyatlov Pass incident solved? Celebrate the 91st anniversary of Pluto's discovery. The next news is from Politico. the vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Nikki Haley's choice. Board will decide Trump case rules against Facebook in yet another speech dispute. Biden's first 100 days. Joe Biden's cabinet, who's in, and who voted against them. Live updates. Trump impeachment attorney says his colleague has been unfairly maligned. House Republican pleads for Pence, Trump aides to speak out on January 6 insurrection. The Lincoln Project implodes amid infighting and scandal. Graham to meet with Trump to talk future of GOP. Facebook, Twitter CEOs in talks to testify at House hearing as soon as March. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. No fuss party casts off injury cloud, cruises into fourth round. Australian Open 2021 live updates. Alex de Minaur down 2 sets to Fabio Fognini in front of no fans as Victoria lockdown begins. Ash Barty beats Ekaterina Alexandrova in straight sets. Coronavirus updates live. Victoria records 1 new case on state's first day of lockdown as Holiday Inn cluster grows. 2021 Australian Open to proceed with no crowds. Plan to move to regions creates capital gains tax problem. Some essentials to teach your kids about money at home. Regional Victoria wears the blunt arm of the lockdown law. Meetings have been ongoing. Sharks make shock play for Bellamy. The chips are down as Crown Chair Helen Coonan fights to save Sydney Casino. Demons end North's winning run. Disadvantaged school ditches the curriculum and gives kids free rein. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Moneyist, our housekeeper does not work when we're at home due to COVID-19. We still pay her. Could we treat those payments as a gift to reduce her income tax? Black History is American History, how to educate yourself and work toward racial equity this month, and beyond. Just 0.5% of U.S. companies mandate COVID-19 vaccination for all employees. The big move, I'm thinking of buying a home directly from the seller. He says I have to pay him a commission. Is that true? Some hospitals are giving wealthy donors early COVID-19 vaccinations, and that could damage trust in healthcare at a critical time. Jeff Bezos, Mike Bloomberg and an NBA legend were among America's biggest donors to charity in 2020. The Moneyist, I am my elderly husband's caretaker, driver, butler and whipping post. He promised to leave his grandson his home. Is that fair to me? The Moneyist, I am held hostage in my own home. My husband's son lives with us. He is physically abusive and menacing. The Boston Red Sox will no longer be taken public. Here are the sports franchises you can invest in. Keywords, Dogecoin founder says crypto's rise is not something I can comprehend. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Programs bring Mexico's Black history to life. Mexico Ledger. From the SDOT archives Black innovators who have shaped transportation, SDOT blog, Seattle.gov. Pfizer spin-off sues Raleigh Biotech over patents, Charlotte Business Journal. Russia's new helicopter transportable armored buggy looks like a plague Dr. Mobile, The Drive. National Academy of Inventors announces new batch of senior members including several Indian Americans, India West. Patent and trademark litigation common issues, the National Law Review. Valentine's Day patent war, Delaware Gazette. Review, Radiant, The Dancer, The Scientist, and a Friendship Forged in Light, by Liz Hynek, Minneapolis Star-Tribune. CNIPA measures on regulating patent applications draft, the National Law Review. 4 professors receive prestigious honor from National Academy of Inventors, UTSA today. The next headlines are from Quartz. When it comes to deforestation, nothing beats a hamburger. Changing landscapes set the stage for ancient Egypt and the First Nation states. Can Clubhouse cash in? Weekend edition, the purpose of impeachment, vaccine appreciation, home design regrets. Big Pharma wants to help poor countries fight COVID-19, but they'd better pay. Asian moms have dropped out of the U.S. workforce more than any other group. Playboy has big plans, but Wall Street is unimpressed. Spotify joins Salesforce in adopting a WFA, work from anywhere, policy. The American pastime of retail trading is going global thanks to GameStop. Having an office crush can make you happier and more productive. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Hacked Florida water plant found to have been using unsupported Windows 7 machines and shared passwords. Content moderation case study, Valve takes a hands-off approach to porn via Steam, 2018. Civil rights groups argue that Biden should drop Assange prosecution, noting that it is an attack on journalism. The Copia Institute to the Oversight Board regarding Facebook Trump suspension, there was no wrong decision. Announcing the winners of the 3rd annual Public Domain Game Jam. Daily Deal, the complete 2021 American Sign Language Bundle. Mental health team handling 911 calls in Denver wraps up 6 months with dozens of people helped, 0 people arrested. A GPI tried to strangle a broadband aid program for low-income Americans, then a pandemic hit. Epic Games case against teenage Fortnite cheater finally settles. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. UFC 258. India vs. England. Grizzlies vs. Lakers. Stephen Curry. Rebecca Landreth. Trevor Lawrence. Ashley Judd. Braden Smith. Noah Santania. Marcus Pouncey. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Google to pay French media $76 million to end long-running copyright spat, but not everyone is pleased. As column in Moscow's top progressive newspaper labels West New Ethical Reich, are Russian liberals turning away from EU and US? Biden press secretary insists lack of contact with Israel's Netanyahu not an intentional diss. Be respectful, Victoria government asks media not to hound asthmatic whose use of nebulizer caused snap COVID-19 lockdown. He can say whatever he wants, UFC President Dana White truly believes Khabib Nurmagomedov will return for Conor McGregor fight. Cancel culture row blazes over resignation of NFL's Chris Doyle a day after coach accused of racism joined Jacksonville Jaguars. India's space agency to build homegrown alternative to Google Maps, after country introduces own Twitter and WhatsApp. I'm an alien, Musk confirms what many have long suspected in tongue-in-cheek tweet. Flying taxes to hit the skies in 2024. Peru's health minister resigns amid scandal over now impeached president's secret COVID-19 vaccination. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Israel develops drone that navigate without GPS. Court docs show FBI can intercept encrypted messages from Signal app. America's most hated office jargon. The globalist dilemma, how to implement a fourth industrial revolution without losing power. Spot, the robot dog, is now battery trained. Johnston, the real world and the narrative world. Luxury homes on Manhattan's Upper East Side are back in vogue. Why trust the experts? U.S. air travel hits new turbulence despite vaccines and recovery. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. White House denies Biden is snubbing Israel's Netanyahu. Somalia, car bomb blast near parliament kills and wounds several. BJP deploys its majoritarian tactics against India's farmers. Critics denounce Lebanese justice system after activists killing. Several killed, injured in blasts and clashes across Afghanistan. Emiratia bombing 30 years on, no one remembers the victims. British human rights lawyer elected as new ICC prosecutor. Decades of plundering, where has Iraq's oil wealth gone? Melbourne's third lockdown leaves Australia open stands empty. UN envoy draws rebuke for bid to relax Venezuela sanctions. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Ted Cruz asks impeachment managers if Kamala Harris incited riots from Black Lives Matter protests. Hirono, GOP senators could convict Trump because he didn't give a rip about Pence's safety. 4 states advance laws banning transgender athletes from competing based on gender identity. Nolte, the gloriously inappropriate and problematic Blues Brothers, 1980. States take lead on pro-life legislation. Meghan McCain, my dad hated and despised Steve Schmidt and John Weaver. Utah becomes 17th state to abolish concealed carry permit requirement. Rep. Jason Smith, House Democrats tell me off the record, we have to put our kids back in school. Steve Schmidt resigns from Lincoln Project, says he was molested as a child. Exclusive Melania Trump office says former First Lady's future initiatives will be done with quality and passion. The next headlines are from UPI News. Oblivious winner carried $1 lottery ticket around for a month. Former high school classmates find out they're twin siblings. Watch, family on fishing boat rescues kangaroo struggling to swim. Man with 1,925 pairs of cufflinks earns Guinness World Record. Watch, late businessman's dog inherits $5 million. Civil War enacting rooster lost and found at Alabama Cracker Barrel. Sanctuary offers home to steer that escaped slaughter in Rhode Island. Look, Canadian gardener's 63.9-pound turnip breaks Guinness record. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. The first farmer in the U.S. to sequester carbon for cash earns $115,000 for his new planting strategies. Struggling Thai fisherman finds rare mellow pearl worth $320,000 while walking on beach. Basketball royals, Steph and Ayesha Curry, have quietly provided 15 million meals during the pandemic. The Lunar New Year begins today. It's the year of the ox. Is 2021 your year? For a majority of Americans, Carpe Diem is the new motto in 2021. How one interior designer is helping the homeless with her 1% project. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, February 13th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. New immune drug may be COVID-19 cure as 90% of treated patients fully recover. PS5 scalpers want you to feel sorry for them, and yes, they're being serious. Bumble bans porn star, she says it's because of her line of work. A strange one-eyed puppy with 2 protruding huge tongues and no nose was born in the Philippines. DoorDash spent $5.5 million to advertise their $1 million charity donation. Facebook is working on a Clubhouse clone. This dog's net worth is $5 million, more than 99% of you will earn in your lifetime. 54% of college students would give up spring breaks for the rest of their college career if it meant they could go back to campus and have a normal semester. Ontario woman who drives Mercedes will need to pay $7,000 to fix headlights. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Why temperature scanners won't help us stop COVID-19. Report, Facebook is building an Android-based smartwatch. Dublin smart trash cans found a new purpose in the pandemic, snitching. Totally reasonable guesses about Apple's Mystery Bee 2002 product. Get one of these language learning apps during this early President's Day sale. This 1985 advert for this crazy e-bike by Sinclair was years ahead of its time. Here's why you should take EPA range estimates for EVs with a pinch of salt. PSA, update Telegram on Mac to ensure self-destructing files actually get deleted. Why your SAW success is all about net dollar retention. The best features to look forward to in Apple's iOS 14.5 update. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Researchers propose that humidity from masks may lessen severity of COVID-19. The experts discuss SARS-CoV-2 viral variants. Identifying risk factors for elevated anxiety in young adults during COVID-19 pandemic. Birds can read the Earth's magnetic signature well enough to get back on course. Scientists identify how harmless gut bacteria turn bad. Instant death from heart attack more common in people who do not exercise. Algorithm that performs as accurately as dermatologists. Limited transmission of COVID-19 from open schools but teachers were affected, Swedish study. Preventive blood thinning drugs linked to reduced risk of death in COVID-19 patients. The next headlines are from Information Week. Questions to ask about DevOps strategy on-prem versus the cloud. Overcoming digital transformation challenges with the cloud. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, February 13th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA assigns astronauts to agency SpaceX Crew 4 mission to space station. NASA TV coverage set for next cargo launch to space station. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz enjoy their handiwork, as lethal balance earns them a 16th win in 17 games. The triple team, Jazz with jaw-dropping, highlight real offense again in win versus Bucks. Tribune editorial, on homelessness, we have mostly dodged responsibility. LDS Church made $6 billion on investment fund in 2020. Utah women's basketball team cannot solve UCLA's defense in 69-58 loss. Governor Spencer Cox signs bill to eliminate requirement of permit to carry concealed gun. Trump's lawyers argue impeachment is based on hatred, not facts. Retired unified police officer dies after battle with COVID-19. In heroic search, skiers in Deadly Mill Creek avalanche dug out those they didn't even know were on the mountain, too. Bagley cartoon, implausible deniability. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Lancet study finds 40% of U.S. COVID-19 deaths could have been avoided. HPE, Microsoft to launch AI capabilities to space station with Spaceborne Computer 2. Yandex said it caught an employee selling access to users' inboxes. The cinemas now hiring out their screens to gamers. Microsoft urges US and EU to follow Australian Digital News Code. Nevada Department of Education has no direct say in who gets Tesla's $37.5 million K-12 donation. Minneapolis bans its police department from using facial recognition software. Amazon uses an app called Mentor to track and discipline delivery drivers. Canadian regulator clears launch of world's first Bitcoin ETF. Frontier raises sneaky internet infrastructure surcharge from $4 to $7. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Restaurants adapt for first Valentine's Day during COVID. Doctor warns being in winter cold can be as dangerous as playing with fire. First responders see rise in carbon monoxide calls as temperatures dip even lower. Alton family calls you paid for it about school district threatening students' basketball career. Was the road properly treated before the Texas pile-up crash that killed 6? Lawmakers call for answers. Doctor, flu vaccine could protect kids from the effects of COVID-19. Memphis surgeon dies of COVID-related illness weeks after receiving second COVID vaccine. Breakdown of COVID vaccine delivery in St. Louis region next week. Celebrating voices from St. Charles County only African American high school. New photos, police believe robbery suspects connected to 7 other crimes. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. At least 3 hospitalized after police chase ends in multi-car crash in Spring Valley. 1 dead in shooting near downtown grocery store. Lakeside man arrested, accused in fatal shooting at East County hotel room. Recall Newsom effort collects more than 1.5 M signatures. Deadly crash closes Poway intersection. Capitol Police Officer Eugene Goodman awarded Congressional Gold Medal. Brother and sister jailed for Lemon Grove strip mall shooting. State unveils interactive map as some parents raise concerns about school reopenings. CVS starts vaccinations at some San Diego locations. New North County COVID-19 vaccine site opens Sunday. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. NZ Central Bank Governor apologizes after cyber attack resulted in serious data breach, ETCIO. Korean hackers targeting cybersecurity community, Google, ETCIO. Only 39% feel HR understood requirements to work in a cybersecurity team, survey, ETCIO. In pictures, I Spy, KGB spy gadgets up for auction. Britain rules out sending more troops to Sahel as France scrambles for allies to tackle terror. In pictures, KGB spy gadgets up for auction. America's spy busters put secret-stealing Chinese grad students under microscope. James Bond, Halle Berry's scrapped spin-off script has made its way online, and wow, cinema blend. Fears secret Russian spy base to be housed in Dublin as suspicions arise. Casper man admits placing GPS device on woman's vehicle. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Russia's new Armata tank to make international debut at IDEX 2021. Boeing to showcase its latest defense products at IDEX 2021. Pentagon's #1 weapons supplier to showcase its innovative defense capabilities at IDEX 2021. Excalibur Army to debut new artillery system at IDEX 2021. Northrop Grumman awarded $236.9 million G8 contract modification. ARC to showcase Gariby light armored vehicle at IDEX 2021. Japan-South Korea dispute make it worse. Georgian Army receives M2 machine guns, Mk-19 grenade launchers. Kai releases new images of its armed Mo-1 helicopter variant. German armed forces to receive upgraded armored command vehicles. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, February 13, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. San Francisco police step up patrols for Lunar New Year after violent attacks. 2 injured in shooting near San Francisco's Ferry Building. Indoor church services banned again in Santa Clara County. City Council works to bring back Oakland Chinatown ambassadors to deter violence. Here's what people vaccinated for COVID-19 can do. More rain headed to Bay Area throughout President's Day weekend. Mass vaccination site at Oakland Coliseum to open next week. Fire at San Francisco restaurant under investigation. Debate continues over plans to reopen California schools. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Medvedev in 5, finally, advances to 4th round in Australia. Leonard scores 33 as Clippers beat Bulls 125-106. Doncic, Williamson hit career highs as Mavs top Pels 143-130. Couple remain apart so wife will keep her sense of smell for Barrington perfume business. Dis 204 superintendent, process for vaccinating employees bizarre and convoluted. Trump lawyers argue impeachment based on hatred, his words didn't incite riot. State officials preach patience, honor when scheduling vaccinations. Aurora newlywed remains a devoted teacher to the end. Reunion in the works, Arrieta, Cubs reportedly agree on one-year contract. Vehicle plunges more than 40 feet from expressway, killing 2. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle police arrest fire department employee for threats to Seattle City Council member. Federal judge blocks sale, closure of Seattle's National Archives building. More snow on the way, second storm system to bring 4-6 inches of snow to Seattle through Saturday. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Kazakhstan, Russia. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green alert for tropical cyclone Faraji 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.9 m, depth, 91.62 km, in Tajikistan December 2, 2021, 1701 UTC, about 16,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in Vanuatu December 2, 2021, 10:06 UTC, few people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, February 13th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Winter storm watch issued for Southeast Texas, now is the time to prepare. Trump impeachment trial, defense lawyers argue impeachment based on hatred, not facts. Harris Company meteorologist issues warning on winter weather, you have 48 hours to get ready. Houston area school and college winter weather plans. Braden Smith, Last Jeopardy! Champion during Alex Trebek's tenure, dies at age 24. Travis Herzog explains what makes some winter precipitation more dangerous. Houston renters should begin preparing their homes for freezing temperatures. Family without heat desperate for landlord's help ahead of winter weather. ABC 13 answers your top winter weather questions. 2-year-old girl dies after being ejected during horrendous crash, HPD says. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, Suter wins downhill for second Swiss gold at Worlds. The latest, Oxford University testing vaccine in children. EU calls on China to reverse ban on BBC World News Channel. Cover that red nose, circus festival adapts to virus rules. Australian Open, Day 7 features Serena, other slam winners. Djokovic skips practice, scheduled to play Raonic at night. Analysis, Texans self-destructing with each bad move. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. After judge steps in, East Ramapo School Board election gives greater voice to black and brown parents. Maya Wiley pitches plan for care economy at First Power breakfast. Extra extra, nothing says pandemic Valentine's Day like microwave cake. Teachers don't have to be vaccinated to safely reopen schools, CDC says in new memo. There's been a delightful flower explosion in Midtown. Lawsuit. The MTA is using the pandemic to exclude homeless from the subways. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Where to get your Lunar New Year feast in NYC. Executive order forces New York City to have another go at police reform. It burns, Rochester releases more videos of 9-year-old girl pepper sprayed by police. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Minor earthquake 3.2 mag, 76 kilometers east of Sand Point, Alaska. Light earthquake, 4 mag strikes near Saipan in northern Mariana Islands. Minor earthquake, 2.94 mag was detected near Tatums in Oklahoma. Light earthquake 4.4 mag, 128 kilometers north by northwest of Sola, Vanuatu. Light earthquake, 4.5 mag was detected near La Esperanza, El Zapotal, in Mexico. Light earthquake, 4.8 mag has occurred near Hihifo in Tonga. Light earthquake 4.9 mag, southeast of the Loyalty Islands. Light earthquake, 4.1 mag has occurred near Puerto Boyac in Colombia. Moderate earthquake, 5.3 mag was detected near Celica in Ecuador. Light earthquake, 4.5 mag strikes near the Loyalty Islands. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. In Tanzania, a radio program for girls yields unexpected results. Argentina's abortion legislation sparks hope in Caribbean region. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Charges dropped against cops who shoved elderly man over and cracked his skull. 20 Israelis arrested for secretly developing suicide drones for Asia. Big Brother is spying on you in thousands of ways, and all of that info now goes into centralized fusion systems. NY Rep Tom Reed will file criminal complaint against Cuomo aide for alleged COVID-19 nursing home cover-up. Queen of Chicken Hawks, Victoria Nuland had a hand in every U.S. intervention in the past 30 years. Leftist Guardian writer who said there is no cancel culture gets cancelled for criticizing Israel. Bitcoin uses more energy than all of Argentina. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Trial highlights, Trump grievances, angry outbursts and more. Biden to slowly allow 25,000 people seeking asylum into U.S. Months after Biden win, Arizona officials still face threats. Does putting a Ziploc bag over a car mirror have a legitimate purpose? Does Trump control U.S. military for 60 days after leaving office? Facebook failed to respond to diary mails ahead of Capitol riot. Did a Domino's pizza in Ethiopia sustain attacks from pirates? Did Ted Cruz say Trump has a consistent pattern of inciting violence? Was Muffin Man song a warning to kids about 16th century serial killer? Biden will try to close Guantanamo after robust review. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Video makes bogus claims about war crimes and COVID-19 vaccine safety. Biden's underwhelming school reopening goal. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Styling my curly hair proved a big challenge until I made over my routine with a puff cuff. How Kimberly Goldson turned her dream into New York Fashion Week reality. How we're channeling the Queen's Gambit in prison. This playboy threw New York's grandest ball, it became his downfall. Why Daniel Kaluuya should win the Oscar for Judas and the Black Messiah. How Minari captures the heavy sacrifice of Asian American immigrants. Andrew Cuomo's star turn just crashed and burned. Here's why Trump's fighting words are a high crime. The woke paparazzo who made Britney Spears' life a living hell. The next headlines are from the New York Post. You don't know me yet, Claudia Conway says in sneak peek clip from American Idol premiere. No timetable yet for Mitchell Robinson's Knicks return. Returning Anthony Davis propels Lakers past Grizzlies. Sputtering power play leaves Rangers demoralized. No injuries, but major damage after fire at Paul Newman's camp for sick kids. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Near Shoemaker's visit to the Valentine asteroid Eros. Sky this month February 2021. Mars Madness chasing the red planet's ancient atmosphere. The sky this week, celebrate Pluto and Perseverance with us. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden blames Trump for shortages amid race to vaccinate. Cross-country storm threatens 150 million with ice and snow. Pharmacies offering COVID-19 vaccines, what you need to know. Dr. Fauci predicts open season for vaccinations in April. Vaccine sites close as supply shortages hinder inoculation effort. Bitter Arctic blast strikes northern U.S. and pushes south. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Project Sigma, how the secret government is selling your genome to the Greys. UFO Witness Episode 11, did Betty and Barney Hill really see humanoid aliens before claiming to be abducted? The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Smartwatch data can predict COVID sufferers prior to testing, study claims. Austin's beleaguered police chief Brian Manley abruptly retires amid use of force criticism. Caitlyn Jenner not running for California governor, says manager. Mayor, police chief and clerk of Iowa City charged with crimes. Chinese actors don blackface, African costumes for televised Chinese New Year gala. Minnesota shooting suspect received gun permit despite red flags, report. Phone, internet networks crash in Cuba. Trump team rests after combative impeachment offense, likely setting up Saturday vote on conviction. Multiple buildings burned down at Connecticut summer camp founded by Paul Newman. NY Senate Democrats threaten to limit Cuomo's emergency COVID powers amid uproar over nursing home deaths. The following headlines are from military.com. Sailor assigned to USS Wasp dies of COVID-19, third Navy virus death this month. Biden will try to close Guantanamo after robust review. Air Force should change height standards for enlisted aviators too, Guard official says. Retired 3- and 4-star generals petition court to add women to draft registration. Veterans reunion with high school sweetheart after 59 years is the feel-good love story you need. Navy will make COVID-19 vaccination mandatory as soon as we can, 3-star admiral. Navy's first black, female 4-star admiral joins commission on renaming bases. Light vehicles with long-range punch give Marines a better tank killer, general says. Deeply disturbing, Ohio lawmaker calls Yokota commander about constituent's disappearance. Man gets 60 years in prison for slaying at Fort Stewart. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. The same day his father was buried in Mexico after dying from COVID-19, an Evanston man got his first dose of vaccine, he almost made it. Stark divide in Illinois COVID-19 vaccinations by race, ethnicity and age, new data shows. 18-year-old man faces murder, carjacking charges after 3-hour crime spree on Northwest Side and Elmwood Park, police say. Coronavirus in Illinois updates. State sets new daily record with 95,375 vaccinations administered as 2,598 new COVID-19 cases and 32 more deaths reported. The standoff over Chicago schools is over for now. What's next for Mayor Lori Lightfoot and CTU? Illinois will soon begin vaccinating prisoners against COVID-19. Some politicians question state's priorities. Column, looking for the light in the depths of February. Man who made news as teen Chicago police impersonator is now accused of responding to a shots fired calls, pulling people over, making TikTok videos in uniform. More people died on Illinois roads last year than since 2007. Is the pandemic to blame? The Spin, Pritzker trying to address inequities in vaccine distribution as new state data shows stark racial disparities. Census delay could yank Illinois Democrats' control of state remap. The following headlines are from phys.org. Image, Hubble takes portrait of nebula. InSight is meeting the challenge of winter on dusty Mars. Timing of next Virgin Galactic flight still up in the air. Psychology professor's couple simulation model helps us dive into the mysteries of mate selection. More trees do not always create a cooler planet, geographer finds. TESS discovers new worlds in a river of young stars. Epidemic possibly caused population collapse in Central Africa 1400-1600 years ago. See-through soil could help farmers deal with future droughts. Sex, lasers and male competition, fruit flies win genetic race with rivals. Study, humpback whales aren't learning their songs from one another. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, February 13th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Earth is off to a relatively cool start in 2021. Love sickness is real. Here's how to cure it. Shame and the rise of the social media outrage machine. Are humans wired to find the color red seductive? Best pre-workout supplements for women, 2021 list. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. U.S. charges son and civilian Navy staffers killing in Bahrain. AP Week in Pictures, Global. Is there a way to block email tracking programs? Party in a pandemic, NASCAR fans power through at Daytona. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Word Game, February 13th, 2021. Bridge, February 13th, 2021. Horoscopes, February 13th, 2021, Peter Gabriel, take the initiative and be responsible. Ask Amy, I find it sick that she looks like my twin. Harriet Cole, I've been told to order my workers to get the vaccine, and it feels wrong. Miss Manners, the bride-to-be was berated, but was she really in error? Dear Abby, we were appalled by their behavior at the party, and then they did it again. Berkeley, footage of January 2nd police shooting released to public. Trump lawyers, impeachment based on hatred, not facts. Jeremy Lin, Mannion, pool cannot prevent Santa Cruz Warriors' loss. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Gannon adds Black national anthem to pre-game ceremonies. School mindfulness programs try to calm storm of stresses. Families Susquehanna River life from headwaters to the bay. 5 share anguish of losing a sibling. Neighbors still haunted 10 years after deadly gas explosion. The next headlines are from The Intercept. How to understand the rage economy. South African Archbishop denounces coronavirus vaccine apartheid. Let's end the war in Yemen. Gulf ambassador yelled at member of Congress pushing to end Yemen war. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, February 13th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Detecting multiple sepsis biomarkers from whole blood, made fast, accurate, and cheap. Assessing brain capillaries in COVID-19. Applying quantum computing to a particle process. New synthetic peptides could attenuate atherosclerosis. Researchers have broken the code for cell communication. T cells depressed. More trees do not always create a cooler planet, Clark University geographer finds. ERFU mathematicians' new methods for solving optimal control problem of objects. Star-shaped brain cells may be linked to stuttering. Bacterial degradation of the MYC oncogene, a new cancer treatment strategy? The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 4 shot, 1 fatally, in Chicago so far this weekend. 3 men arrested in Naperville, charged in Chicago armed carjackings. Reproductive rights face increasing threats no matter what actions President Biden takes. Woman seriously injured in Woodstock crash. Indiana man faces battery, weapon charges in Lawndale shooting. Ayo Dosunmu gets hot late, leads number 6 Illinois past Nebraska in overtime. Carjacking suspect shoots at Oak Forest cop after chase. Horoscope for Saturday, February 13, 2021. Michael O'Brien's high school basketball notebook. Markham man hit with federal gun charges. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. St. Louis weather forecast says snow, possible record cold lows this weekend. St. Louis recipient bone bizarre-nosed Fed sees illicit Viagra shipment. Body, funeral home fan recovered, suspects arrested in Jefferson County. St. Louis County partnering with fire departments to get vaccines to long-term care residents. City calls St. Louis jail complains false, won't let attorneys in to inspect. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Michigan medical marijuana patients can medicate on probation, court rules. Metro Detroit's Folktronica duo Bird Fight channels Head in the Heart on debut EP. Statewide audit confirms Joe Biden won election in Michigan, refuting claims of widespread fraud. Detroit's Pages Bookshop to host virtual chat with Medicare for All, a Citizen's Guide authors. FBI arrests Shelby Township man in connection with January 6th insurrection. 5 best testosterone boosters for men over 50. Guy Fieri brings a bit of Flavor Town to Metro Detroit with delivery-only ghost kitchen. Detroit native Tread Hobbs gets grant to help bring diversity into the marijuana industry. Dating violence, young love shouldn't be dangerous. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, February 13, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. With nasty freeze on the way, Hidalgo and Turner urge folks to hunker down and stay off the roads. Texans release J.J. Watt at his request. The ice cometh, get ready for bitter cold and frozen roads. Openings and closings, local foods market opens next week, Messina Huff lands in Richmond. Professor Sardonicus, a frightening fluxcumentary. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, where to treat by this Valentine's Day. Dirty Dozen, highly drafted QBs offer little hope in Texans finding next Deshaun Watson. Houston Symphony pushes artistic boundaries with Music Illustrated. Camilo Lara and the particular brilliance of positive music. The next headlines are about world records making news. 29-kilogram giant turnip breaks Guinness World Record, ARA News. Hotel planner and tennis legend John Isner announced the race to the world record partnership and campaign, Business Wire. Razorbacks set pair of collegiate leading times in Tyson Invitational, Arkansas Razorbacks. Vaughn's the chef upstairs. EJSE Studio Go for world record for largest online cooking class. YorkRegion.com. Burke's Lanyard Company unofficially breaks world record. Burke's Regional News. WFMZ.com. 69 News. WFMZ TV. Man with 1,925 pairs of cufflinks earns Guinness World Record. UPI News. February Guinness World Records. I don't know why. The Havre Daily News. Olympians, World Championship medalists set for New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. USA Track and Field. USA Track and Field. Watch, new Guinness World Record for land speed set inside New Orleans Convention Center. NOLA.com. Sabatini marks debut with 100 world record at World Para Athletics Grand Prix. InsideTheGames.biz. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Bitcoin burning a hole in your pocket. Now you can spend it using Apple Pay. Facebook's reportedly working on a smartwatch so it can hoover up your health data too. Starlink versus 5G, which could be the better home internet service? Rex Tillerson screwed up investigation into Cubasonic weapon attacks, new report says. Spotify's employees can now work wherever they'd like, no office required. Minneapolis bans city cops from using face recognition tech. Good Lord, it's only February. Here's your Windows 10 setup checklist. The most infamous story in tech returns with new details, but no hard evidence. Want AT&T to fix your internet? Try taking out the $10,000 newspaper ad. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Nadi in Fiji at 128.84 degrees Fahrenheit or 53.8 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Kurbo in Russia at minus 62.14 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 52.3 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. NVIDIA wants to buy CPU designer ARM, Qualcomm is not happy about it. State lawmakers override veto, become first in nation to tax online ads. Report, NASA's only realistic path for humans on Mars is nuclear propulsion. Frontier raises sneaky internet infrastructure surcharge from $4 to $7. Kombucha tea is trendy, but it has also inspired new living materials. Open source video player VLC will get a new UI this year with 4.0 launch. Facebook has been helping law enforcement identify Capitol rioters. Adding arthritis drug to current COVID treatment cuts deaths even more. New Xiaomi smartphone has an extra screen and, the camera bump. CD Projekt Red source code reportedly sells for millions in dark web auction, updated. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Subpoena Kevin McCarthy, Democrats urge to bring witnesses after bombshell report on Trump call. Sociopathic, new report suggests Trump sided with violent mob during Capitol attack. Smoking gun, House Republican admits Trump made an explosive comment during the Capitol attack. We've always talked about the big one, riot squad cops open up about disastrous response to Capitol insurrection. Inside the Lincoln Project's toxic workplace. History is watching and so is the nation. Senate urged to convict Trump as impeachment trial wraps up. Suspend impeachment to find out if Trump lawyer lied during trial, Dem Senator. GOP Congresswoman urges Trump officials to come clean on insurrection. Now would be the time. Trump lawyer David Stern briefly quit on Thursday night, report. Bill Maher examines Marjorie Taylor Greene sex scandal on HBO's Real Time. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. These scientists are literally allergic to their research. Biden's White House is ready to tackle gun violence. Black-led groups hope they won't be excluded. Donald Trump's lawyer told a huge lie about the Russia scandal. Trump's lawyer won't say what Trump knew or did during the Capitol attack. We're obsessed with the Britney Spears documentary. In residency fight, Donald Trump claims he's just a regular old Mar-a-Lago staff member. From our archives, Adrian Rich and Annie Gottlieb on motherhood. Trump's lawyer falsely blames insurrection on Antifa, directly contradicting FBI. Trump's lawyers want to compare his words to those of Dems. They already screwed that up. Hive blog, Trump's defense team takes the stage. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Life, the universe and everything, the search for ET may soon yield an answer. Leaders, The Economist. Black Sky Thinking, a distinguished astronomer sees evidence of extraterrestrial life. Books and Arts, The Economist. Astrobiology, the search for ET. Hot's Up Briefing, The Economist. What we could learn from new missions to Mars, rebroadcast, WRVO Public Media. How these feuding map makers shaped our fascination with Mars, National Geographic. First space helicopter set to take to Martian skies, NBC News. Podcast, a modern way to look for aliens, EOS. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Hemorrhage neurons offer new target for treating depression, Psychology Today. Studies find apple compounds boost neurogenesis, may improve brain function, Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology News. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, February 13th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, February 13th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.